Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the gun-toting retired cop who assaulted an unarmed cyclist faces a less serious complaint over the road rage incident. Previous offenses of the former police officer surface, and several senators want an investigation into the viral incident in Quezon City to ensure safety on the road. Attorney Raymond Fortun, moderator of Pinoy Road Bikers Incorporated, joins us in the program. The Philippine National Police has filed an alarm and scandal complaint against Wilfredo Gonzalez, the former policeman in the viral road rage video. The PNP is urging the victim and the video uploader to cooperate so authorities can file more complaints of greater gravity. Meanwhile, Senate President Mig Zubiri and Senator Pia Cayetano filed a resolution seeking a probe into what happened, saying the serious incident cannot simply be settled amicably. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have lawyer and Pinoy Road Bikers moderator, Attorney Raymond Fortun. Attorney Fortun, welcome to the source. Good to see you again, sir.
Hi, Pinky. It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning.
Okay, I know that a lot has been said about this video, but I wanted to start with this now. I hope you don't mind. We need to understand first when the video was taken, just looking back. Ang pagkaintindi ko, sir, nagkagitgitan si Mr. Gonzalez at si cyclist na tinatawag niyo pong AB. And what happened was, may nakapansin na uploader. Kaya sinundan po niya. And then that's when si Mr. Gonzalez supposedly waited for the cyclist, and then doon na yung nakita sa video, binatukan at ikinasa yung barel. Is that more or less accurate, sir?
Yes, that's more or less accurate. I concede that there appears to have been an earlier altercation of sorts, no? Prior to what is shown in the video. But whatever that altercation was, there is as far as the cyclist is concerned, he said that ginit-git daw siya ni Mr. Gonzalez while he was traversing the bike lane. So sa akin, that would be pretty acceptable. As we all know, the Quezon City government had placed and installed bike lanes on the extreme right side of the road. You can even see that portion of the bike lane there right now. Yeah. And so why would there be a confrontation or an altercation? Most likely because there was an encroachment by Mr. Gonzalez of the lane, which now compelled some sort of a rubbing between the two. Yeah. And there may have been an exchange of words, probably nagkasigawan or what. The cyclist admits that he almost fell into the gutter and he had somehow touched the vehicle of Mr. Gonzalez. Natapik niya. Natapik, yeah. Now, natapik. So, and again, that is pretty reasonable, no? That is something that you can actually think could have happened. And I've been a motorist, I drive my own car, and if I hear something, even if it's a tapik, it may probably even sound loud enough. No? Or from inside the vehicle. Or enough for the motorist to get mad.
Let's put it at an extreme, sir. Kasi yung tapik parang mild lang yun eh. Kung this is all hypothetical, of course. Sabihin na natin at a worst case scenario, sir, mahuhulog siya, kunwari. Pwede talagang you bang the window. That's
hampas.
A possibility.
Let's use the word na hampas.
Ayun, hampas, mas tama siguro yung salitang yan. You know, I wanted to go back to the video and start with that premise, sir. Because there was something that happened before that. Now, the problem is walang video doon, hindi ho ba? Kaya po ako doon nag-umpisa kasi ito nakikita na natin yung after. And more importantly, Attorney Fortun, is that if this uploader did not follow red car and cyclist AB, wala pong makakalaman. This would have not have happened. Na-blotter lang po ito. At lalabas po talaga na ang may kasalanan ay si cyclist AB?
I fully agree. Without this video, there would actually be a complaint filed by Gonzales and say that his vehicle had been damaged and that he has a reason to ask for damages from the cyclist.
Right. Okay. So again, there was something that happened prior to that was not caught on video because this uploader must have seen it. Kaya po niya sinundan itong dalawa. At sabi niya, naku, mukhang may mangyayari dito. That's all just, me thinking out loud na. Siyempre, di ba, normal po yun. Parang nagkakaproblema itong dalawang to. Sinundan po niya. And then hence he took the video.
He even used the word, K-U-P-A-L. If you listen to the video, he said, tingnan mo to, K-U-P-A-L. Okay? So, I would agree with you. I think this same vlogger had somehow witnessed the previous altercation.
Surely.
And somehow sensed that there was going to be another one because he had already seen far ahead that this red vehicle had somehow stopped and pulled on the side of the road. And that the cyclist will be coming towards this direction.
Alam niya kasi pag pakinggan mo nga yung mga sinasabi ng uploader, doon mo talagang makukuha na may nangyari before, na-monitor niya, susundan ko to. And he was, nilabas pa niya yung telephone niya, yung kanyang mobile phone to take the video. Okay, so, be that as it may, no? So, ngayon, again, the point of that is, if this uploader never took that video, this would have been forgotten and the fault would have been on cyclist AB. Nagkaarigluhan daw sila sa police station, to which you already said that this was done under, basically under duress, napilitan si AB. Ano ho ba yung kanyang story doon sa police station? Natakot ho ba siya? Kasi sinasabing natakot, napagod, exhausted. Natakot ho ba siya kay Mr. Gonzales? Natakot ho ba siya doon sa mga police doon sa istasyon? And I'll follow up, sir. What should the police have done?
Okay. This is something that any ordinary citizen can actually relate to. If you go to a police station, it's going to be flooded with several police officers there. And then you have here a former policeman. Clearly, it's like you're a kitten in a compound of wolves. That's the scenario. You're a kitten in a compound of wolves. And you're just dying to get out of there. And you're willing to agree to anything that they want, just so long as you can get out of that compound alive. And that's exactly what the scenario was. He was forced to execute a written statement wherein he admits to be the one who is at fault. And then he was compelled and forced to shell out 500 pesos because of the alleged damages to the vehicle. Bakit 500 pesos lang? That was the only money that he had in his pocket. I mean, if there was really a legitimate reason for the complaint, then there should what the police should have done was to get the statements. You execute written statements, and that the police, the desk personnel will now type your written statements, make you sign it. And then what the police will do will be to combine your statements and submit it to the city prosecutor's office. That should have been done. Allow now the city prosecutor's office to further investigate the matter and then to make a determination if there is probable cause to charge either or both of them for any violation of our laws. In this particular instance, what is clear is that there was a written agreement, but considering the video, it clearly was one-sided in favor of the policeman.
Yeah, but sir,
in the written document, in the written agreement, there is nothing there about the pulling of a handgun, cocking it. There is nothing there about about the cyclist being hit
binatukan
on the head. Yung binatukan. There's nothing there. All you can see is the alleged damage to the vehicle of Mr. Gonzales. So you can easily see, even from that written agreement, that there was no proper investigation and that the cyclist was clearly not given an opportunity to present his own side.
Quick question, sir. There was no proper investigation, but sabi mo nga, you're like a kitten in a place full of
A
wolves.
compound of wolves.
Opo. What if you just really want to get it over and done with, probably with a situation of AB? Sabi mo nga, try to get out of there as soon as possible. So talagang susulat na lang siya, oo, ito na yung 500. Dahil gusto niya talagang makaalis. My question is, was a proper investigation necessary, sir, kapag umaamin na po si cyclist AB?
Well, if the pag-amin, quote unquote, is coerced, then that there should have been the police should have already backed off. I mean, right now, at the very least, knowing that one of the parties is an ex-policeman, they should have been more careful in trying to get the parties to agree to a settlement. At the very least, they should have called in a lawyer. Just to make sure that this cyclist was executing this agreement voluntarily and freely of his own free will.
Okay.
No? But in this particular case, again, it's so easy to see that this cyclist had no choice but to agree to the settlement, even if what is contained in the document is not true, even if that document was so one-sided against him.
Because of the circumstances. Because the other person was a former policeman. Dapat they have been more siguro circumspect, ganun ho ba? Dapat siguro mas pwedeng nag-ingat sila or to investigate further kasi kabaro nila eh. Parang ganun po yung inyong sinasabi.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
They should have been thinking ahead. You know, even if like sabihin ganyan, sige, mag-aareglo na ako. There are instances even by the Supreme Court wherein somebody who executes a release waiver and quit claim receives all the monies, agrees to be terminated from the company, and yet the Supreme Court has held that the dismissal of that employee was illegal.
Okay.
Because and the release waiver and quit claim was deemed to be invalid.
Got it.
You have to understand that the circumstances by which the complainant was made to concede, especially in a situation that is so glaringly one-sided as this, there should have been a lot of circumspection on the part of the police to look at least objective
Attorney
and to protect
Fortun,
the rights of the citizens.
You wrote a letter to Senator J.V. Ejercito, and meron pa pong laman itong ibinigay niyong ipinadala ninyong sulat sa kanya, ano po. We need to talk about this because apart from this, there are other issues. Well, of course, other than the fact that there has to be greater protection for cyclists and stricter regulations for those carrying firearms. We need to take a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, lawyer and Pinoy Road Bikers moderator, Attorney Raymond Fortun. Let's talk about the possible pressing of charges. So now it's alarm and scandal. Ano po? Sabi po ng QCPD, please come forward, help us para mas lumakas yung kaso. Even asking you, Attorney Fortun, to issue a statement. Will you issue a statement, sir?
Well, actually, I am one with the police to ask this cyclist to come out and to execute an affidavit in support of any and all criminal charges that will be filed. To my mind, there are quite a number of criminal cases that can be filed. Attempted homicide, there's slander by deed, there is grave threats. The QCPD feels that it is alarm and scandal. No, well, again, it all depends on what elements exist and which the prosecutor will deem to have basis for a probable cause, and which can be result in the filing of a criminal case and cases against Mr. Gonzalez.
But Attorney
Fortun, it all
Fortun,
starts, it all starts from the complainant executing an affidavit. If he does not come out, all of these criminal cases will have no basis. All of them will be hearsay in nature.
So it's either, I think it's, ang pagkaintindi ko, sir, it's either cyclist AB or si uploader. Hindi ho ba?
That's correct. Both of them are witnesses, no? But of course, the stronger witness would still be the victim himself, because he can really attest of his own personal knowledge what had transpired from the inception all the way until after the police station incident, no?
Okay.
Yung that signing of that agreement.
But
The vlogger kasi can only testify doon sa actual incident of the being hit on the head and then the pulling of the gun, that's all, no? Pero everything in between, before and after, the vlogger obviously is not the proper person to testify.
so, is he reconsidering, sir? Is cyclist AB
As of yet,
reconsidering?
as of last night, no, he was still firm. He still refused to testify. He refused to execute any statement to support any criminal charges. That's why the only thing I can really do is just to ask the proper government agencies, no, the LTO, the Firearms and Explosives Office, and right now, as you had already shown, no, I've written a letter to the Senate. My understanding is that right now, as we speak, no, the House of Representatives is already conducting an investigation. Tinatawag na yung mga high top officials ng PNP to try to explain, no?
Okay.
How is it that somebody who had been dismissed from the service was even given carte blanche or VIP treatment to conduct a press conference?
So, there's where I want to go next. Yung press conference ho ba, there's a lot on social media saying, bakit ganon? Yung nang haras pa, siya pa yung may press conference at hindi yung biktima. Well, surely, hindi yung biktima, sir, because the victim is scared. He doesn't even want to be named, hindi ho ba? He doesn't want to be known. So, furthermore,
Yes.
sir, the QCPD police chief, General Nicolas Torres, has apologized for holding that particular press conference with the ex-policeman, Wilfredo Gonzalez. He says that he actually regrets holding that press conference. And now, even consider supposedly resigning as director. Do you think General Torres should resign after that incident, sir?
Now, there's this thing in our culture, no, about delicadeza. In Japan, di ba, yung just being accused of something, morally, you should just step down, because it's a question of trust. It's a question of the public's perception about you. Definitely, when this press conference came out, and you can see it, the optics is really so bad, because remember that the public had already seen the video and had somehow already passed judgment on the actions of Mr. Gonzalez. And now you have a second set of videos wherein you have the police seated beside Mr. Gonzalez, even fixing his mic and giving him VIP treatment. When somebody surrenders to the police, and that's what we were made to believe, that he had surrendered, normally what the public expects is the surrenderee to be either in chains, wearing a PDL shirt with colored orange or yellow, whatever is the color of the day, and with his head down and remorseful. No, in this particular instance, no, he was even given with he was even allowed to read that written statement. No, he had a prepared speech with him.
Okay.
So, I mean, the optics was really so bad. It projected to the public that the PNP was trying to coddle or to trying to protect this individual who had actually already been dismissed as a police officer for grave threats.
All right. So, for delicadezas, sabi nyo nga, meron po tinatawag na delicadeza. So, para sa inyo, it would be a good idea that the general resign after that incident.
The public already has lost trust in Torres, so I would think that you do the right thing.
Okay.
You make a mea culpa. No, that's the problem with Philippine politics right now. No, somebody makes a mistake and you don't own up to it and you don't resign. I think there should be more officials who should do that.
Attorney, I need to take a short break again, pero quickly lang po. Is si Mr. Gonzalez ho ba? Is he in government? It's already clear, ex-policeman po siya. Hindi siya retired, dismissed po siya. Nag-retire, tas 1 year after dismiss, prior to many other incidents in the past, some dismissal, rather, in the past. Is he still in government?
Well, the photograph in the videos would show that he had a lapel pin. That is indicative of a position in government.
Yeah, I saw
That's
it.
why I myself had tried to find out. And I have reason to believe that he is, or maybe as of we're talking right now, he was connected with government at the time that this incident occurred.
Another break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, lawyer and Pinoy Road Bikers moderator, Attorney Raymond Fortun. So this letter, sir, I have to get to this now. So they will look into the incident. The senators have already relayed that they want to look into this. But there's a part of your letter that you sent to Senator JV that basically says na meron pang isang video. Tama ho ba to?
Yes, a concerned citizen had sent me a video involving one of the sons of Gonzales. And the purpose of this is to show the depravity and the recklessness of this family, who tries to project himself as a good person when actually he is not. There is evidence that one of Mr. Gonzales' sons had assaulted an MMDA traffic enforcer by the name of Romualdo. I have forwarded this video already to the concerned people in MMDA, and they're going to investigate this as well. And if it is true, Mr. Romualdo will be made to testify to attest to the contents of the video.
So what about the veracity of this video, sir, that you have in your possession that you sent Senator JV, and this particular statement that says that one of his sons was allegedly involved in another issue? I mean, how certain are you about this, sir? I'm sure you're getting a lot of feedback.
Yes, definitely. That's why I said if you take a look at my letter, I would always say it is an alleged assault, and that the person is allegedly a person with disability. So these are merely just allegations, and the investigation would be a proper forum by which the truth can be ascertained.
All right. Attorney Raymond Fortun, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you also, Pinky, and good morning to everybody.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.